So I had a dream recently and it sparked all kinds of thought. It was one of those things that really stuck with me in a weird way. And I knew immediately when I woke up that it was important. It was just one of those dreams where you like, everybody's had them where you wake up and you just kind of like right away, you're like, oh my God, okay, yes, like something's here. Like my subconscious was trying to tell me something. My higher self was trying to tell me something. And then life started unfolding after that in the most unexpected way, which actually sounds kind of quaint and cute, and that's not what happened. Basically, life crashed and fucking burned, right? It was I mean, to be just totally transparent, it was pretty fucking awful. And when all this happened, like, it was just bam, 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 bam. I mean, I basically was just, like, getting kicked in the twat, like, over and over and over again by life, and it was just, like, all of a sudden, this dream came back to me, and I was like, "Oh my god." Like, it had a whole, like, completely different, like, layers to it now, right? Like, levels to it now where I'm like, "Oh my god." Like, it's even more so meaningful than it was. So, in the dream, I was sitting on, a scooter, basically, like, kinda like a Vespa. And I was in a marsh. Um, when I say marsh, I mean like in, South Florida or I'm sure there's other states with that type of environment, where it's like the ground is like there's water, standing water, but there's also ground underneath. Like I don't know how to explain it. Everything's very squishy, very wet. It's South Florida is the best I can think, like Everglades, right? Think Everglades. And it was like twilight, right? So almost dark, but not quite. And I'm sitting on this scooter and I'm in a marsh. I'm literally in the marsh. And there were alligators everywhere. There was small alligators and big alligators. They were everywhere. But the weird part was that they weren't chasing me. They weren't like I wasn't running in my dream. I was just sitting there. They weren't lunging at me, they weren't attacking in any way. They didn't even, like how you get a feel in your dreams? Like, they didn't even have the feeling of aggression. They were just kind of there, watching me watch them? And I remember in my dream having the very distinct understanding that these things have the potential to be dangerous. There was very much like an awareness in me at that time as I'm sitting there, just sitting, like, time moves differently in dreams, right? And I'm just sitting there and I'm taking all this in, and I'm very hyper aware that if I moved carelessly, if I, move too quickly, if I like all these things, it could go really badly, right? Like these alligators could be like, excuse me, and they could get dangerous and they could start attacking real quick, right? So I knew all this. And in this dream, I'm sitting there and I'm taking all this in and acknowledging all of this. And yet I wasn't scared. And that I feel like is a really big indication in dreams like that we need to pay attention to. It's a really big um point in dreams that are important. We need to pay attention to how we were feeling, right? And very specifically, like I remember very clearly I wasn't scared. And I was trying to go through the marsh and I just had this sense I'm like, okay, I've got to go, but I need to move carefully. I need to move with intention and be very aware of where all these alligators are, right? There were 3 that were very, very close to my feet and and I'm in the water, so it's not like I'm above them, like, I'm in the water with them, like, it's up halfway to the tire, through the tire. And when I woke up, like I said, I immediately knew that this dream meant something deeper, like, I right away. But it wasn't until later when life started to, like, literally, like, crash and burn for me, um, literally days later, that it sort of, like, hit me in the chest, and I was like, "Oh my god. Oh my god. That the me in the dream is the me in this life." Like, that dream was a metaphor for my life. I've been trying to drive a fucking Harley through a marsh. Like, I've been trying to ride my 1,000-pound bike through a marsh, through an Everglade. And, you know, if you ride, or I mean, to be frank, if you've even seen a Harley, you probably know, like, that's not really what they're built for. Like, that's not the point of them. They are built for speed, they are built for the open road, they are built for touring. It depends on the kind of bike you have, right? They're built for a lot of things. They're not built for the Everglades or a fucking marsh, okay? That ain't it. At least not anyone I've ever known of, right? Harleys are built for power, you know? They're built for long stretches of highway, not mud and hidden crazy terrain, weaving through like dangerous things, trying to navigate not only unsolid ground or unstable ground, but also like dodging fucking alligators as you go, right? Like that's not what a Harley is built for, right? And I realized, like, it literally hit me. I have been trying to mob my fucking way through a marsh on 1,000-pound motorcycle. And honestly, that's exactly how my nervous system had been functioning. Because there were so many mornings up to this point when I had this big revelation, and I'm like, "Oh my god, like this is my day. This is my everyday." I wake up in the morning already feeling behind. Does anybody understand what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Like, you wake up and you're already like, "Oh my god, I'm late." Not because you're actually late on the clock, but just you have this feeling of, "I'm behind somehow." Like, before my feet even touch the floor, I'm already feeling pressure in my body. "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I'm feeling tension. You need to move. Come on, you need to get up. You need to hurry. Oh my god, you're already late. Look at the time." And again, not like, "Oh, I'm gonna be late to work," like an actual, it's 8 a.m. and I had to be there at 7:40. Not that. There's no specific time, but more just like a feeling of I'm late for everything. Something, anything. I'm late. I'm just running behind and I've got to fucking hustle. And in my head, I'm doing this over and over and over again. You don't have enough time. There's not enough time. You've got to get moving. You've got to figure this out right now. And honestly, like, this is within minutes of waking. Like, nothing had even happened yet. Nothing bad had happened. No deadline had been missed. No appointment had been forgotten or slept through. Nothing. I just was like immediately waking up like, "Oh my God, I've got to go. I've got to go. I've got to go. I've got to get going because I have so much to do because I've got to, after I go to the gym, then I've got to get home. I've got to shower. I've got to, okay, then after I shower, and my head is just out, gone. Boom, there it goes. And I mean, it was the craziness of it is almost hard to describe, but I have a feeling you probably know what I'm talking about because I think we've all been there. My nervous system, and yours too, if you have ever been there, my nervous system was reacting to danger before danger was even directly in front of me. It was like the panic only paused when I slept. It didn't even stop, it just paused. Like, I was in a state of panic and I would just go to sleep. I'd pass out for a little bit. Sleep wasn't great, let me just tell you that. And then I'd wake up and I'd be like, "Okay, okay, gotta go." The second I wake up, it's just go, 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 go. Boom, there it is again. Pressure, urgency, fear, movement, go, 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 go. In my own head, not because anybody else had told me to go or to hurry or whatever. So I'd wake up and I would immediately, because internally I'm now, I'm in that state of urgency, in that state of panic internally. So now physically, I'm speeding up my body. Physically, I feel like I'm behind internally. And physically, I'm rushing to get dressed. I'm rushing to get to the gym. I'm rushing through my workout because, as I'm working out, I'm literally like doing lunges, thinking about the next thing I've got to do as soon as I'm done here. Oh, yeah, I've got to drop off that package at UPS and then I've got to swing by Safeway because I need gas. And then my head is just nonstop. And it was almost like I realized that there was something in me that had kind of decided, or maybe just like created this idea, this belief that somehow moving faster physically was going to calm the storm internally. And when I was realizing all this stuff, that very morning I had woken up the same way in a rush when this dream all came to, I was like, "Oh my God," and it all hit me. That morning, I had woken up again just like that. Woken up in a rush, just ready to hit the ground running, right? Didn't sleep well the night before because, who sleeps well when they're in a state of panic and stress when they go to sleep? Not this guy. I don't know, maybe you do, but not me, okay? And so I woke up and of course, because I hadn't been sleeping well multiple days in a row, now I've got a headache, right? It's just like all these things and immediately my brain started spiraling out, just tail spinning about life. Just life. And it was, yeah, there was a couple catastrophic things that had happened. Some real, in the last episode I had mentioned that my income got cut in half. That's a big fucking deal, right? And it was out of nowhere. And so I was like, oh my God, what is happening? I'd been denied financing multiple times. So it wasn't that there was like nothing to worry about. Like, sure, these are real things, but a lot of the things that were on my mind it wasn't even that. It was just like money stuff, obviously, but like normal money stuff. Oh yeah, I've got this bill due today. Oh yeah, okay, don't forget to pay this bill. Okay, I've got the internet bill. I gotta go send the email. I gotta do, oh, I need to call customer service about this. Like just that kind of stuff, like responsibilities and just normal adulting pressure. So it wasn't even like I was waking up in a cold sweat about my income being cut in half. It was more just like normal life stuff that I needed to figure out. And I could feel at that point, I could feel my body starting to speed up again. Just I'm moving quicker. I'm pushing myself. I'm blah, 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 blah. I'm getting dressed as fast as I can. I'm putting on so I put on my tan lotion here before I go to tan. And so I'm like putting on the tan lotion so fast I'm like stabbing myself in the leg with my freaking nails. You know what I mean? Like in that state of like almost like literally almost panic moving. And all this stuff. And then once I wake up, once I'm really up and I'm moving, and now I'm in the state of panic and I'm rushing, rushing, rushing. And now the other bigger pressures come in. And now I'm thinking about those too. And so now my mind's like, oh my God, and what are we going to do about this? And what are we going to, and I'm off again. Just insanity in my own mind. And that was when the dream hit me so much differently. Like it hit so different at that point. It was like a shock to my system, like cold water on my face when I'm sleeping, because it felt like my subconscious was actually trying to show me my body is the Harley. The marsh is my life right now. And the alligators are all the stuff I'm trying to navigate, right? And if I keep trying to blast my way fucking through it, if I keep gearing up to just take off, trying to outrun fear, trying to outrun it with urgency, with putting more pressure on myself, with moving faster, all the metaphorical alligators around me, they're going to get real dangerous real quick because what's the worst thing you can do when approaching a situation? Well, first of all, you approach it in fear, panic, disorientation, anger. None of those things put you in the right place in your brain to problem solve. None of them. That's all amygdala, right? It's all back here. It's the lizard brain, as people say, right? All of that is you have devolved your own thinking into a place of survival and nothing else. You're not problem solving. You're not accessing your prefrontal cortex. You're not in a solution-based thought process. You're in, "Wah!" right? And that's not going to help. So what's the worst thing I could do in this situation? The worst thing I could do is panic. And yet that's literally the state that my body was operating in. And I realized I'm reaming that Harley right through the marsh. And if I keep going, I'm going to wreck myself. I'm literally and metaphorically both going to just crash and burn. Because that's not sustainable, first of all. Nobody can live that way forever. You will eventually bottom out. And second, how much time would I waste letting these problems get worse, letting these things truly get out of control in my life because I'm so caught in the panic that I can't problem solve? And here's what I realized. Rushing at that point, that morning, rushing, the actual act of just urgency of rushing had become so normal for me that I barely even noticed that I was doing it anymore. It had pretty much like quietly become my baseline. That was just how I operated every day. Wake up, rush through life, rush through tasks, force the most urgency you can possibly do it through decisions so you can get to the next one. Rush through my thoughts, even things like the order of my errands. Like, so usually I'm a pretty thoughtful person when I run errands. So if I have, and I think most people do this, maybe not, I don't know. If I have an errand over there, if I got to get gas over here and I got to get groceries over there, and then I have to get more groceries out that way, but I also have to pick up a package over there, I'm going to make a loop. Do you know what I'm saying? Unless I've got freezer items, and then I might have to make a stop at the house and then make a loop backwards. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thoughtful typically when I am running errands, when I'm doing things like that. I'm not going to go back and forth. I'm not that person that's going to go over here and then go back over there and then go back over there, and then, that drives me nuts. So I'm typically pretty thoughtful about even just that, just the order of things. I'm not going there, coming back, grabbing the package and going. That just is like irritating to me. But what was happening that morning when I'm having this revelation, I'm like, oh my God, I've stopped even doing that. I'm backtracking all over the place. Even in just the simple task of running errands, I'm all over the place. I'm going here and then I'm going back there and then because I'm just in panic. It's just constant movement. And that was the thing. It didn't even stop when I got home. It wasn't like I would go run a bunch of errands and I'm go, 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 which we all do, and then you get home and you kind of just, okay, it's time to sit. No, not for me. I was go, 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 go. And then I get home and then go, 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 go some more. And all I could do was look around the house. And here's, one of the things that has been on my mind a lot, right? Normal life stuff. When you move, there's a lot to do. It's a big fucking job. It's not something that can, I mean, I guess depending on your family and how long you've lived there, like whatever. But I've lived in this house for going on 7 years with myself, 2 kids, a dog, and a cat. There's a lot of shit here. And as I discussed in some of the earlier episodes, there's a lot of shit here that came with me from Arizona. Like just stuff that we just packed up in boxes and I don't want to mess with it. So whatever, shoved it in the back of a corner and then, never looked at it again. And now I'm pulling out boxes. I'm like, what even is this? What even is this? I don't want to just toss it out. What if there's something important in here? But like, I don't even know what this is. So now I'm spending hours in boxes that don't even have a purpose in our lives anymore. So it's a big fucking job is my point. And not to mention, meanwhile, I'm also listing everything that needs to be sold. I'm listing on Facebook Marketplace. I'm listing on my Depop account. I'm listing all this stuff. I'm trying to get stuff sold. I'm trying to empty out the house. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do about the RV situation since I'm being denied financing over and over again. And then I got denied again a third time and a fourth time. So it just was all this stuff. And I'm like, oh my God. And now my income's cut in half and nobody's going to finance me because now I don't have the income. And it was constant, unending pressure that I was shoveling on top of myself with abandon. Just so rushed that I couldn't even function as a normal adult human person. And I think somewhere along the way, I really did convince myself that being busy meant I was being productive. Oof. If I move faster, I'm getting ahead, right? Like if I don't stop moving, I'm handling it. I'm doing things. I'm staying busy. If I stay busy enough, maybe I won't completely spin out under the pressure of everything going on in my life. And there was a lot. There is a lot, right? Like I'm in this massive life transition, major life transition. I'm going from everything that was stable and secure and dependable to everything's up in the air. Literally everything. Everything is up in the air. And meanwhile, I've got to finance this massive purchase, right? And I can't get financing. And then, oh yeah, hey, haha, the universe says, let me punch you in the twat again. Your income just got cut in half. So now what you got to do, right? Now, I don't actually believe the universe was doing that to, because I'm the butt of a joke, nothing like that. But that's how it feels in the moment, right? And so all this stuff. And then I'm like, oh yeah. And then there's the job of actually moving out of the house. And then how am I going to pay my mortgage in the meantime? Yeah, these are real big pressures. Realistically, I do have a fuck ton going on right now. And I don't think anybody would argue with me about that. Like, I think anybody would look at my situation and be like, yeah, bitch, how you handling this? Like how you holding up? I don't know how. There's a lot, okay? And like I mentioned, I mean, stuff that came from Arizona, and I'm like, why do we even have this? So then in every room, basically, I've got piles. I've got donation piles, keep piles, trash piles, sell piles, in every room. So the house is a mess. And it's overwhelming. It really is. And I'm doing this basically all by myself. Yes, I do have, a younger child that can do some things, but, not all things, right? And so the separating and the decision making, oh my God, you guys, decision making fatigue is fucking real. That struggle is so real. And if you've never felt decision fatigue, try moving out a 4-bedroom house by yourself. It is a lot. But I really, during all this craziness, it was like in my head, I became convinced that if I just kept moving, somehow it would all be okay. And I've really started to realize that I'm not actually getting more done. Like, looking back at my days, I started even keeping this calendar because my friend was like, because I'm talking to her about it, and I'm like, I'm rushing, I'm busy all the time, and nothing's getting done. There's still so much to do, and wah! And she goes, well, maybe you should start keeping a calendar, right? It's a great idea. She's like, buy a specific calendar only for moving stuff, right? Like, only to address moving. And then every day you can write down what you did. And then you can kind of look back over your week and be like, okay, this is where I'm losing time, or this is where I'm actually making a lot of progress, or whatever, and kind of adjust for the next week. And I'm like, that's fucking brilliant. So I bought a calendar right then, and I've been doing that, right? And I'm like writing down, and I'm realizing I'm looking back, and I'm panicked, and I'm moving, go, 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 go. And I pick up my calendar, and I'm looking, I'm like, I didn't get anything fucking done. I mean, not really. Like, yeah, maybe I took one bag of donation stuff to Goodwill over the course of a week. Okay, that's not nothing, but it's not much. Given how fast I was moving, given how panicked I felt, the urgency in my body constantly, what? I wasn't actually getting more done. I'm literally just moving faster. Because whenever I rush physically, I become a fucking disaster. And that is something that is really important to note here, because that is literally what's happening is I'm moving my body faster, convincing my mind I'm being more productive, but I'm becoming a disaster zone. I forget things. Things fall through the cracks like it's their job. I leave important stuff at home. You remember the package scenario? Yeah, I'm going to the post office and getting there and realizing I don't even have the package. What? Like, and yes, that's an honest mistake. No shade. I'm not beating myself up about it, but also like, that's not typically how I operate. So clearly something is askew, right? Clearly something is amiss. I'm knocking stuff over on the way out the door. Jesus, that's a big one. Knocking my own tea out of my hands, right? I don't know if you remember a couple episodes ago, I was talking about how Dom knocked the tea out of my hand on my way out the door. This time it's me. I'm dropping shit. I knocked a bookshelf over the other day. I mean, a small one, but still, I like knocked the whole fucking bookshelf over because I tripped, I fell, I tried to overcorrect. It was a whole situation. It was a whole situation. And that was when I was rushing, trying to get out the door because I didn't want to be late. I didn't want to fall behind on all the stuff that I had to do. I'm breaking shit. I've broken a couple now, cups that I made, ceramic stuff that is actually quite special to me, especially given the fact that I'm now retired from the art world and I'm not doing that anymore. I've sold my wheel. I don't even have the capacity to anymore. And so I'm breaking stuff that's important, you know? Oh my God, not to mention I'm like literally spilling shit on myself like it's my job. Like over and over, and every time I take a drink, just dumping it down my front. And I'm like, it's just, I'm creating more messes that now I have to go back and clean up. Like, what? I'm doing things the wrong way and then have to spend more time later going back and fixing them. And I realized I'm not saving time. I'm actually creating more work for myself, more tasks, more stress. Jesus, more stress, because now there's a big fucking bowl of oatmeal splashed all over the floor. There's more cleanup. There's more chaos, more emotional exhaustion. That's a big one. Getting to the end of the day and just feeling totally and completely tapped out. I'm not saving time. I'm compressing stress. And honestly, I think a lot of people are really truly living like this without realizing. Maybe not to that same degree, but I think to a certain extent, there's a lot of people living like this. Like, we have collectively just normalized nervous system dysregulation. And then we name it being productive. But sometimes, like, you're not actually moving efficiently. You're just panicking in motion. And honestly, if you still don't know what I mean by now, let me give you the most like universally relatable, every fucking adult human has done this example possible. Okay. Driving while late. Can I get a hallelujah? Okay. All of us have done it. We've all done it. Every single person that is an adult driver has done this. You leave late. You look at the time, you look at the clock, you realize you're gonna be late. And suddenly, without even you're in the car, you start the engine, "Get the kids in the bed!" Without even making the decision to, without consciously even realizing it, you are now driving like an absolute fucking maniac down the streets. Just swerving in and out of lanes, watching the clock every other second, looking at the clock, looking at the clock, looking at the clock. You're gripping the steering wheel white knuckled like your life depends on it. And you are getting absolutely irrationally angry at every single human being around you that dares share the road with you. And oh my God, let them be doing the speed limit in this scenario. And you let them have it. I mean, we're talking yelling and honking, calling names, maybe even flipping them off. Like, you become an absolute maniac. It's like, how dare you obey traffic laws in front of me right now? Don't you know I have shit to do and I'm late? Because even the most fucking bliss bunnies out there, we've all felt it. We've all done it, right? We've all done it. Suddenly you are driving it like you stole it. You are just, boom, trying to get there as fast as possible. And for what? For what? Here's the crazy part. Here is the thesis of my entire argument right now. The crazy thing is, we have all done it. Driven like lunatics going down the road. Only to get to the doctor's appointment. What? 2 minutes earlier than the GPS originally said? Maybe on a good day with relatively clear streets, 3 minutes? No more than that. That's it. And maybe four if you're legit putting your life in danger. Okay? Like, but that's the max. If you're going to an appointment and your GPS said you were 5 minutes, you're going to be 5 minutes late. You're going to be there at 9:05 and you need to be there at 9. You drive it like you stole it. You're bombing down the road like you're a professional getaway driver from a fucking bank robbery. And you get there at what? 9:02, 9:03. It's absolute batshit crazy. And here's the thing. You get there without killing anyone, somehow, hopefully, and you literally drag yourself and your kids out. Get out of the car! Go get your shoes out! Get your car! And you drag your kids in there, and you're tense. Your whole body is just like, gah, like vibrating like a tuning fork. You're stressed out. Your heart's racing. Your jaw is just tight. Your shoulders are up in your fucking ears. I mean, your nervous system is literally completely fried. All to save 2 minutes. 2 minutes that you just traded your nervous system for. And the crazy part is, like, it doesn't even work. It doesn't even work because it's not like you drive like a maniac and then you arrive as some peaceful, like levitating bliss bunny. No! The more you rush, the more stressed you become. The more reactive you become, the more emotionally volatile you become, the more dysregulated you become. It's not, the point being, it's not like you're making the situation better. It doesn't work. You get in, you rush, you drive like a maniac, you get there early, and then you're completely dysregulated. More so than you were when you started. More so than you were when you looked at the clock and went, oh, crap. And then you GPSed it and it said 9:05. That dysregulation was actually better than how you end up there at the doctor's office. And let's all be honest real quick. And I know this is kind of a want because we all know this logically, but I'm going to just point out the obvious. If something actually does go wrong while you are flying down the road trying to save those precious 2 minutes, now you've created a way bigger problem. We're talking about a ticket and maybe, money's tight. That hurts. That's a kick in the twat when money's tight. Ask me how I know. That's another one of the ways that the universe just bow right there twice recently, right? So you get a ticket, right? And it's tough, especially when finances are tight, right? You could have a full-fledged panic attack. Now, not only have you wasted more time, but now you're in a full-blown dysregulated state. You make a major mistake, get in an accident, or you cause an accident. I mean, I know we all know that to be possible, but we also completely ignore it when we get in the car and we just drive it like we stole it to the doctor's office, right? Like we're like, well, not me. I'm gonna be fast. I'm gonna go quick. I'm gonna save time. I'm not gonna get wrecked, right? We all do it, and I'm including myself in that. We've all done it, right? But when those things happen, like now, you've created a way bigger problem because then what started as, oh my God, I need to hurry, it turns into, oh my God, I've made life significantly harder. Oh, and by the way, let you get pulled over because that ticket now made you another 15 minutes later than you would have been before. That's not progress, guys. That's panic wearing cute boots. And honestly, I think there are so many of us out here just living our entire lives that way. There's so many people out there just running, go, 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 chronically late, even if it's not an actual late, like I was talking about earlier. And it's not just physical, because what I'm starting to see is that because I was rushing myself physically, I stopped being who I actually wanted to be emotionally. Like, the rushing itself started to change me. It definitely reduces and or eliminates my patience. It's not like like I'm super tolerant and patient when I'm rushing and urgent as hell. My reactions change. That's not who I wanna be. My nervous system, just totally frying my nervous system, my energy, the energy that I show up to the next thing with. That's not how I wanna show up. Who I am in my relationships, how I show up in my relationships, that's not just rushing, go, 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 dysregulated, stressed out, blah, 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 and now I'm meeting with a friend for lunch. That's not who I wanna show up as. Ew. And now she's going through something and I can't be there for her because I'm so, "Wah!" I'm in my own head just trying to survive. Because when I go into that frantic, go, 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 go state, I become, oh my God. Like I was going to say snappy. I don't even know if that's strong enough of a word. Like I just become completely intolerant. I'm an asshole. Let's just say it as it is. Just call a spade a spade. I'm an asshole when I'm in that mode. I am completely impatient. I'm snapping at everybody. I'm totally and completely reactive. Suddenly I'm the a-hole mad at the teenager at Planet Fitness because he needs to see my tanning goggles before he lets me tan. And and meanwhile, even, in spite of all the things externally, I'm internally raging. Even if I don't say it out loud in my mind, I am raging at the guy in front of me on the stairs because, oh, how dare you? You needed to tie your shoe. Like, I stopped being human. I'm screaming at an automated phone recording like it personally stole my firstborn son. It's wild. I am a crazy person when I am in that state. And honestly, like the hardest part of that whole thing, maybe the hardest part for me to admit of this entire thing is that it affects my kids. Probably the most, right? Because they're there. We all know this. If I was not single, it would probably be my partner and my kids, right? Because suddenly my kids' normal behavior starts feeling absolutely unacceptable, overwhelming. The questions, the repeat questions. Does anybody have a kid with ADHD? That's a real struggle. The interruptions, the mom, I need, mom, I need, right? It's just him being a kid, them being kids. They're just kids. They're just normal. They're human people. They're just little tiny humans and they depend on you for a lot. That's just normal. They're chaos. They're kids. They're supposed to be chaos. They're supposed to need things 100 times a day. They are children. If they didn't need you that much, they'd be legally adults and they could live on their own. They can't because they're not. But when I'm in that state, I start reacting to them like they're the problem. Like their needs are the problem. Like their interruption is, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. Blah, 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 blah. Like they're kids. I'm acting like they're the problem when really it's my nervous system that's overloaded. It's me that's overstimulated, fried completely. And I'm looking at them going, how dare you? Right? And when that happens, I have then created even more things, even more of a mess. Not just physically, but now in this instance, I've created an emotional mess. And I've got to go back and repair. I owe them an apology, and I've got to sit down with them and own how I acted. Regret is felt. And that energy mess that I made, the energy milk that got spilled, I got to clean all that up. And the relationship with my child, it has to be repaired, smoothed back over and over again. And then suddenly I'm spending even more time trying to fix the things that I messed up. The things that didn't even need to get broken in the first place. And that realization, I was really just kind of coming to terms with all this. That hit me hard. Because again, I realized like I didn't actually save time. I didn't actually benefit in any way from all the rushing. I hurt people's feelings. I embarrassed myself. God, who's done that? I've embarrassed myself in front of my kids. I have dysregulated the people around me that depend on me, that lean on me for regulation. Because I created all kinds of danger, rushing around like a lunatic trying to save time. And then again, I spend more time than I would have even had to spend in the beginning cleaning up all the messes I made afterwards. So no, I didn't save time. I didn't benefit. I just moved faster to create more work. So now I'm rushing, rush, go, 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 trying to outrun pressure, trying to outrun uncertainty, all this stuff going on in my head, and I'm trying to outrun it. I'm trying to get ahead of it, right? I'm trying to outrun the feeling that I'm somehow already behind in my own life, but I'm not actually getting anywhere any faster. That's the crazy part. I'm just leaving a trail of chaos behind me while I do it. My house and my nervous system, my relationships, my thoughts. Oh, my head is a mess, right? All in the name of the lie that says, if I move faster, I'm being productive. And I realized, I'm like, oh my God, I'm not kidding you. When I say this hit me hard, it did. Oh my God, I'm the proverbial hamster running his fluffy little ass off in the wheel, working so hard, expending so much energy, but not actually getting anywhere, not actually moving forward in the way that I thought I was. Because rushing creates mistakes. Mistakes create more work. More work creates more urgency. And more urgency just exacerbates and reproduces that feeling of rushing, that I gotta rush, that compulsion to move faster. So now I'm stuck in this feedback loop, this cycle, the catch 22, where everything I'm doing to feel in control is actually creating more chaos, more messes, more pressure, more emotional exhaustion, more things to fix. Poor urgency again and again and again. And I think there are a lot of people, hamsters in a wheel, fluffy little ass, just going as hard as you can and not actually going anywhere. Stuck inside that loop and not even realizing it. And this is where it gets really sneaky because sometimes that rushing feeling, the feeling of go, 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 it feels spiritual. Sometimes, now stay with me. If you're like, no, stay with me. Because sometimes rushing into something can be very easily confused with intuition. It feels exciting. That rushing, that urgency, it feels like you should do this. You should go. You should say yes right now. And not just right now, it's don't miss this opportunity. Do it right now because if you don't, something bad is going to happen. And this feeling is so intense. It's easy to mistake that urgency. It's easy to mistake that feeling of rush, 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 go, 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 go now for alignment. But those are not the same thing. And honestly, I think sometimes we even spiritually justify our own dysregulation. Like we convince ourselves, no, 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 this isn't panic. This is my higher self guiding me, telling me to take action right now. Meanwhile, our nervous system is absolutely sprinting laps around the building. Ah! And listen, sometimes, I'll acknowledge, sometimes Opportunities are exciting, and sometimes aligned things do happen quickly. I don't want to pretend like it never does. But urgency and even alignment that moves quickly, they're not the same thing. Even when something aligned needs to happen quickly, it doesn't feel the same as urgency. Urgency is go, go, go. I have to. Now, now, don't miss it now. Alignment feels solid. It feels steady. It's calm, even in the presence of move now. There's a huge difference. It's a resounding yes. Not from spiraling thoughts. I've got to do this to make up for it, to fix this. I've got to do this before this happens. Not that. It comes from somewhere deeper, somewhere quieter. Your gut, heart, your higher self, your spirit, whatever you want to call it. It's never frantic. Your alignment is never frantic, ever. It's not, what if I miss it? What if I don't do it and then I ruin everything? What if this is my only chance? What if I never have this opportunity again? Never that. That is panic. That's head. That's not heart. There is never panicked back and forth in your head, ever. Alignment is never going to shove you, ever. Not ever. Alignment is never going to violently shove you into a situation, decision, experience. Never. Or into an identity. It's never going to do that. That's not how it works. In a previous episode, I told you your higher self will never rush you. She will point and wait. It's never going to feel like panic when it's true alignment. Alignment is never going to try to get you to run away from something. It will always try to gently and steadily guide you towards something. It will never force you. That's the important part that you need to understand, that when you're trying to determine, is this alignment? Is this my intuition, or is this just panic? Panic is never going to be alignment. So if you feel that panic, if you feel that, oh my God, what if I miss it? That's not alignment. That's here. That's brain. That's ego. You can still say no when it's alignment. You can still say no. Your world isn't going to end. Maybe the opportunity will pass. It might. Maybe the path will change. Maybe the trajectory will change from what it would have been. But your life isn't going to end. Your life is going to continue. It's not going to bottom. It's not going to like turn your entire world upside down. Alignment never says do this or else. Alignment will never make you feel like something terrible will happen if you don't do this right now. Urgency feels like, my God, something bad is waiting to happen if I don't do this right now. It feels tight. It feels contracted. Urgency feels everything pulls in. When you feel urgency, you don't feel expanded. You don't feel open and light. You feel tight, jaws clenched. Everything's pulled in close, tense shoulders, almost like you are bracing for impact. It's racing thoughts. It's literally obsessive racing thoughts. Pressure in your chest. A lot of people told me that. They feel the pressure in their chest. I feel it in my shoulders most. That's the number one indicator that I am out of alignment. So my shoulders are like this. Sometimes my jaw too. That one too, but my shoulders are the worst. And sometimes I will realize I'm like, my back hurts because I've been doing this all day. Right? Like, that is urgency. That is not the same as alignment. Urgency says, if I don't do this thing, experience this thing, be a part of this thing, if I don't go right now, everything's going to fall apart. Alignment says, this would be really good for you. That way. You still choose to say no. And alignment's not going to go away and abandon you if you do. It'll just, the next decision that comes up, it'll say, that choice is going to be good for you. Your higher self points and waits. And you get to choose whether or not to move forward. So if you're in that urgency, it will try to emotionally threaten you into movement. But alignment is just going to invite you to come forward. Come this way. It's very, very different. Two very different things. And again, even if that alignment needs to happen now, even if there's a clock, there's no panic in it. It's do this thing. Yes. It's just a solid yes that can't be mistaken. And honestly, aligned things do not make you feel like you're going to emotionally combust if you pause long enough to breathe. It's not going to threaten to go away if you take a moment to take a deep breath. And I think we have normalized urgency, that rushing so much, so deeply, that we don't even recognize it anymore. We just call it FOMO. Oh, I have FOMO so bad. I hear people say that all the time. I have FOMO so bad. Ha 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 ha. Like, ha ha. Oh, I can't say no. I just have FOMO. As if fear-based panic rushing major life decisions or even small ones is somehow now socially acceptable behavior. We rush constantly. We rush to give an answer. We rush to decide. We rush to leave. We rush to buy. That's a huge one. We rush to buy something before we really stopped and thought it through. Rush to respond, to fix, to move, to become this thing. And somewhere along the way, we've started treating rushing like proof that we care, like proof that we're invested in our own life, proof that we're on top of things. Like if we aren't rushing, we're failing somehow. Like sitting still for 5 minutes while your to do list, exists is some kind of like moral failure. I'm starting to believe that we've actually become addicted to urgency. Addicted to the feeling of movement because stillness, what does stillness do? Stillness forces us to actually feel what's underneath everything else. In those moments of rushing, didn't want to feel those things. And if I rushed hard enough, fast enough, long enough, I could avoid those feelings. Stillness forces us to feel them. The uncertainty, the fear, the pressure, the grief, maybe. A lot of that grief that things are not going the way you thought. It doesn't have to be grief at a loss, just grief at your own life, at where you are. The mourning that happens when you walk away from a life or a relationship that no longer is a positive thing in your life. We mourn those things, and rushing helps us to temporarily avoid it. But honestly, the real self betrayal, it's not slowing down when your to-do list is, staring you in the face. The real self-betrayal is what happens every time that we confuse panic with productivity. Aligned things, aligned things that are truly meant for us. They never feel frantic. They don't feel like they're going to disappear immediately if I don't grab onto them. They don't. And honestly, I think this is where we get it twisted sometimes in our decision making. Because your higher self does not rush you. And I don't think people really stop and think about that. But seriously, why would she? Your higher self already knows the answer to every question you've been panicking over for weeks. Your higher self already knows. You see one frame. She has watched the entire movie twice. You're sitting there spiraling over this one moment. You're in a tailspin, a total emotional collapse over this one decision, this one uncertainty, or maybe multiple, maybe these uncertainties, right? These things going on in your life. You're in emotional breakdown mode. And meanwhile, she sees the entire zoomed out picture, all the paths, all the possibilities. There's not just one, ever. She sees all the timing, the connections, all the things that you can't currently see from you can't read the label from inside the jar. From where you're sitting, you can't see any of that. But she can see it all. And unlike you, she's not filtering any of it through fear or trauma or pressure. She's not feeling overwhelmed. She's not seeing through a lens of past experience or emotional collapse or emotional exhaustion. You see life through every wound, every belief, every fear, every story you've ever written, created, carried. But your higher self, she sees it all clearly. She sees beyond the current moment. She sees it all. Like, honestly, she's basically like Doctor Strange in the multiverse, like seeing every possible, timeline, and she's still not scared. That realization hit me hard too. Because if she sees all of that, if she can see that, oh, well, she could do this path, that would be good for her. But if she doesn't, she could do this one and that would be good for her. If she doesn't, she could do this one. That one might be actually not great for her, but she'll learn. That'll be great. That'll send us to this one. And if she does that, if she goes this way, it'll just be a longer route back, but she sees it all. Why would she emotionally threaten you into rushing? Why would she panic over one single moment? She wouldn't. She's not shoving you forward. She's not yanking you backwards. She's not like screaming, hurry, or your life is over. She just points at the door and says, that'd be a good one for you. Yes. And then she waits. But you always have the choice on whether or not you're going to go through it. Always. You always have free will. So she's never going to force you. Do you see that? Your higher self will never try to shove you, to force you, because you have free will in this life. And honestly, that's where alignment feels really steady, because the truth doesn't need to scream. So if you feel that intense urgency, move now or something bad's gonna happen. That feeling of like, go or I'm gonna miss it. It's not intuition. I think a lot of the time, that's your nervous system trying to protect you, because fear loves urgency. Fear says, if I don't act now, I'll miss it. If I don't move fast enough, I'll fall behind. If I say no, I'll miss the opportunity and it will never come again, right? If I pause too long, everything's going to fall apart. There's no time to breathe. There's no time to sit with this. There's no time to be still. That's not wisdom. That's fear dressed up as opportunity. And let's be real, I think a lot of us have made life decisions from that place without even realizing it. Because urgency does feel convincing, especially in the moment, right? It feels important, and it's so intense. It's super intense. And it's emotionally charged. But emotion and intuition are not the same thing. And I think a lot of people don't realize that. They confuse the emotion of excitement for your intuition saying yes. I've been excited about opportunities before, and when I stopped and really sat with myself and got still for a minute, I knew without a doubt it was a no. And that sucks. In that moment, you don't, you have that choice of like, well, I'll just override the no because I'm excited about it. Fuck it. Like, yeah, again, free will, you have the choice. But I have very clearly been sad about things, but still knew without a doubt that it was a yes. Knew that I was meant to move forward in this way, even though it kind of broke my heart a little bit. Intuition and emotion are not the same thing. And when you make decisions from emotion, from panic, urgency, from emotional spiraling instead of that inner voice, you're usually going to end up creating more chaos than getting clarity. Your life is going to be more chaotic, not less. There'll be more disruption, more emotional exhaustion, more instability, more things to clean up later, because fear-based movement creates fear-based outcomes. And I think that's really part of what the Marsh dream was trying to show me. I'm trying to rally, trying to just mob through this marsh. And that dream was saying, girl, slow down. Because if I panic, if I floor the Harley and start wildly trying to outrun and, dodge every possible danger around me, I'm going to create the very wreck that I'm trying to avoid. And it's not because the marsh is evil. It's not because the alligators are chasing me. It's because panic makes people reckless. And reckless movement inside of an unstable terrain, it creates more damage than slow and steady movement ever could. So I keep thinking about that dream. I keep coming back to it over and over. And it makes even more sense to me now after everything that's happened and these hits that I've had recently and just the way that, I mentioned in the last episode that like on paper, my life looks like a dumpster fire right now. And after all this, just looking at it and going, wow, I'm really here right now. Holy cow, this is crazy. The financial stuff, the uncertainty, the pressure. Oh God, the pressure. The major life changes. The fear that goes with all of it, instability, just everything. Looking back now, it genuinely feels like my subconscious was trying to prepare me ahead of time. Like, hey, you're about to enter into a season where panic will feel very tempting. Panic is going to be your default. Slow down. Do not destroy yourself trying to outrun the uncertainty. It's hitting me even now talking about it. And honestly, I mean, just given all the things that have happened recently, like I could have completely collapsed. I think I mentioned to you guys I got denied for financing like two more times since the last time I been. So denied for financing four times, like I don't know, just all the things. Like I could not. It just wasn't. I was hitting walls everywhere I went. It's not like I can do a direct buy or do, a personal loan or whatever. So just like all this stuff, I'm hitting walls everywhere I go. Everything is like it just feels like the walls are closing in on me. And I really truly in all of this, I could have very easily completely collapsed. Full on emotional breakdown. And to be honest, most people would be like, "Yeah, I get it. That tracks." Like I would have been kind of justified. But the more that I sit with that dream, the more that I think about the fact that I really believe my subconscious was trying to tell me something, the more I realize, God, of course rushing doesn't work. You don't speed up in a fucking marsh. You don't need speed in a marsh. You need awareness. You need steadiness. You need presence and intention. You need to slow down enough to actually see where you're going because unstable terrain is going to 100% punish any kind of reckless movement. And maybe that's what this season of my life is actually trying to teach me. Not how to move faster, but how to move more consciously, more intentionally. When I feel that pressure now, since this big revelatory moment and my wow, epiphany about all of this. Now, when I feel that urgency, that go 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 go, the energy starts to kind of build up in my body and I feel that tension, my shoulders are starting to go up. I pause, I stop very consciously. I'm like, "Well, Corey, you're doing it again." And I ask myself, am I on a highway where speed is okay? Or am I in a marsh on a scooter on my Harley, weaving between alligators? Because those are very, very different environments and they require very different kinds of approach, very different kinds of movement. And honestly, if it feels deeply urgent, if it feels like, life is going to end if I don't move immediately, it's it's not my higher self. It's not my intuition because aligned things don't expire overnight. Truth doesn't threaten you into movement. Fear does. Urgency, panic, that's not intuition. That's just your nervous system, like kind of desperately asking you for safety. So maybe this season isn't about, mobbing the Harley through the marsh, trying to outrun the danger. Maybe it's about learning how to move differently. The problems are still there. It's not like they go away, but maybe it's about learning to move slower, steadier, more consciously, because survival isn't found in rushing. It's found in awareness, intentionality. This is the marsh. And if you're here with me still, my guess is that you're in your own version of a marsh. And maybe you were never meant to race through it. Welcome to the detour.